Well, hello, ladies. Hello. I hope everyone is well. Another glorious day here in Northern Ireland. It's a bit gray, but hey ho. It's very, very interesting because I'm beginning to smell a little bit of the spring, which is something I haven't really smelled, tasted in such a long time because I'm living in South Florida. It was seasonless, so to speak. And I really am enjoying it because some mornings when I wake up and go to the gym, you sort of can smell it in the air. And I'm curious, does anyone do the same? Do you ever take it in and by smelling it? I find it very interesting. And visually, I'm beginning to see the bulbs come up, the crocuses, and I think the daffodils should be coming out pretty soon. So it's transition, and I'm really, really looking forward to it. And speaking of transition, I have certainly made a transition in my life. I've reimagined my life, and today I want to talk about something that is helping me to make this change. Now, if you're new to my channel, my name is Carolyn Chebaro, and this is my brief story. I It's been just under a year that I have sold everything that I owned, house, car, most of my belongings. I've still got some items in South Florida, which I'm paying for, but I'm just leaving them there. Mainly their books, and they're prized possessions of mine, so I can't get rid of them. And there are a few furniture pieces, family things that mean a lot to me, but everything else went. And so it's been almost a year. And during that time, I have crossed the Atlantic. I've lived in two different countries. I've traveled a lot. I've traveled to Spain. I haven't traveled as much as I had hoped, but I think that is just what life is all about. We just have to roll with the punches and do whatever you need to do. One of the events in Wales was uh, when Miss Evie, we were staying with my sister and Miss Evie and my sister lives in Wales. She's lived there for 20 some odd years. She's reared two boys there. And I am so blessed because we were able to stay with her initially when we went over. And when I say we, that's Miss Evie and I, because she travels with me. Of course, she's my family. And one of the events that I had to deal with there is she jumped off of a bed, landed on her foot, and ripped this part in her elbow. So Xavier has had surgery. She has a surgeon. Well, she had a surgeon, and she has a metal plate in her left hand with 7 screws. But so had that happened in the States, that would have been traumatic. But I've learned to just roll with the punches because there's been so many other changes. And I've actually talked about change in last week's video, and I will put it right here, or it could be here. It's somewhere up there. And I'll link it below as well, because change is something that I have addressed and really was my motivating factor to move forward because there wasn't enough change in my life and I was becoming really stagnant. And I think, and I know that that happens to a lot of us. It's just getting chilly here. It's just, it's part of life. And I have come to understand that it is up to us individually to address change, whether it's one way or another. And each one of us, the change that we go through is personalized. And it is like custom furniture. Each one is different. But today I also want to talk about something that I've spoken about previously on this YouTube channel. It's part of my recipe for living a simple life. And it is actually stopping to move forward. And in my recipe, it's called the Nothingness Effect. And it's really just doing nothing, just stopping in your tracks, so to speak, and recalibrating everything, recalibrating your life. And this could mean just taking a few moments and saying, okay, I need to stop here. I need to grab a cup of tea or coffee, and I need to refocus. It could be as important as if you're driving it late at night and you get a little bit woozy because you're focusing on driving and you need to stop because there could be serious consequences. So I would like to emphasize how important it is to stop to move forward. And in so many examples, I've learned that. As I have mentioned, or I've hinted at in my videos, I am making another change. And I don't know, on the scale of 1 to 10, maybe I don't know, maybe it's a 9, maybe it's a 10. Who knows? It could be 11. But I have, in the process of making a change, and over the next couple of weeks, I will reveal that. But I have been running around quite a lot. And it has been really, really tiring. I have, and thank goodness I have a car. And I'd like to thank my future brother-in-law for that because I have a car because of him. But I've been running around quite a lot, and it is very, very draining. Not only the driving, but the mental preparation for what I am going to be doing and what I am in the process of doing. And I realized yesterday, I left here at 9 o'clock in the morning. No, I lied. I left here at 7:30 in the morning to meet someone at the fitness center. And then from there, I did a few bits and pieces, and then I was back out again to Belfast, because if I haven't mentioned, I'm in Northern Ireland, to Belfast and made several stops, and then came back. And I was back here by 3 o'clock, and I was exhausted. To quote a localism, I was knackered. I was so tired. And I normally don't sit and watch television for hours upon hours. That's what I had to do in order to stop so that today I could move forward. And I would love to know in the comment box below, do you practice that strategy, so to speak? Do you stop yourself and say, I'm overwhelmed here. I need to slow it down. I need to take my foot off the pedal that goes on the metal, if that makes sense. And I would love to know, and I would love to know more importantly, if you find that you are just pushing yourself and pushing yourself, what do you do to slow down and to catch your breath? Because it's at those moments when we really have to, what I've learned is we really have to take hold of ourselves. I can give you an example. When I was a caregiver, and like many of you are, or you will be, I found that I was running from here to there to everywhere else. And I remember two instances. I remember going into a pharmacy, and the pharmacist knew me, and she said to me, "How is the person you're caring for?" And I just burst into tears, which it didn't warrant me bursting into tears on that question, but I was exhausted. I just needed to release all that tension and all that stress. And maybe that's what you do. Maybe you just sit and cry, which there's nothing wrong with that. But that just popped into my mind. And another incident was, I can't remember why. I know I was in a shopping plaza with a supermarket, and I think maybe I was mailing something in one of those FedEx places. But I drove my car, I parked the car parallel, and I drove out, and I didn't look, and I hit someone. No, I tapped someone. And of course my insurance went up. But it was because I was running from pillar to post to get back so that I could do my caregiving. And I know, I've read stories, and I know you know those stories as well, that's what just happens when you're on that mouse wheel and you don't really take a broader view of where you are and what you have to do, and ultimately your responsibility to others and to yourself. First to yourself, because you can't help others without helping yourself. But that's another video. So I would suggest today, if you are in the middle of of making a change, or if you're in the middle of making a change or you're thinking over your life and what to do, it's so important to stop so that you can see the whole picture and gather your breath, catch your breath so that you can move forward. And that's it. I love hearing from you, so I welcome any comments that you have below. Um, one thing also I noticed, which really gave me a shock, is when I swim and I look at my legs, they're so pale. I'm so used to swimming outside where I don't intentionally sunbathe, but my legs used to get tan. And I looked at them and I thought, oh, good Lord, this looks so bad. So I bought this stuff that you're supposed to tan your legs and your face. And I tried that last week and I left this big, big, big patch here. I was like an Indian that I didn't get the color. So I think I'm going to ditch that idea. I'm just going to be pale. Um, so I wish everyone a good week. Stay well and stay safe. Please um, start the conversation below. I answer. I read everything because you inspire me, and that's my goal. So I would like you to also comment below so that we can do this. We can create our little community. Until next week. Until my next video. I will see everyone soon. Toodles.